Welcome, 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 my fellow warriors of love. Can you hear me okay? This is our Tantra Life Purpose and Abundance Free call. This is for you if you are interested in empowering the feminine aspect of yourself, to balance it, to integrate it, to balance, empower, integrate, activate the divine masculine within you, to have a healthy balance of the two. This is for you if you want to powerfully step into your full authenticity of who you are here to be. Part of the Tantra work that we'll be doing at our upcoming retreat is sexual healing, any blocks in our sexual healing. We're going to be working on clearing shame, guilt, blame, all those denser emotions so we can allow a more blissful experience in our beings and in our connections and in our relationships. We're also today going to be talking about how to powerfully align with your ultimate passion and purpose. The world is changing. As the world changes, it's important that we change with it. So how do we need to, what do we need to do to fully anchor in, ground in, align with all that we're here to be during these times of great change and instability? We're going to be talking about abundance. What are the 10 things that you can activate within yourself now, the 10 root blocks to why people are struggling or suffering with finances, or how you can double, triple, quadruple your income right now doing the things that you love. So thank you all for joining us. I value your time. I value your energy. My promise to you is that we make this such a value-packed experience. I'm not one to just share information. I'm one to leave everyone forever changed for the better. That's the promise I'm making, is that if you commit to yourself showing up fully, the number one key to succeeding is showing up. So you guys showed up. And now allow me to support you, to hold space for you so that you can activate and up level the different areas of your life. And I'm here with my co-star, Karine Soujian,
It's in the house.
here, super mom, superhero, heroine.
Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
live in the flesh. So I was just telling folks, my promise to them, Karine, is that they leave this call forever changed for the better. That I'm not just going to talk about it. We're both fire signs here, so if you need a little more inspiration, motivation, activation, alignment, um, you're in the right place. And I already shared, Kareem, before you got on, that we're going to talk about the divine masculine, feminine, sexuality, how to have a more blissful life, life purpose alignment, and abundance as well, which are little tastes of what they get in our upcoming retreat. I will introduce myself, and then I'd love you to introduce yourself, Karine. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tariq Bliss Bibi. I've been on this journey for 13 years consciously, holding space for amazing spiritual women and men, holding space for them to release core deep traumas from childhood so that they can experience financial abundance and for them to align with their ultimate passion and purpose. And I work with star seeds and light warriors and empaths and helping them, and now also working with powerful leaders who have a lot going on for themselves, but who do they need a high level support for themselves as well. So um, and I do that through my mentoring, and I do that through my infinity healing modality that I created, and I do it through the music that I create because I'm also a hip hop rap star. what, what about you, Kareem? Please introduce yourself to anyone on this call who might not know of you.
Well, I'm like, is there anything you don't do? It's like, by the way, also he's also a great chef.
True. That is
And a
true.
great karaoke buddy too.
I can't sing as good as you, though. There you go.
Sure, I'll take that. Hi everyone, I'm Karine. I'm so excited to be here and to do this. I am a soul alignment coach, an intuitive healer, a tantrika, a priestess, a witch, whatever you want to call me. But ultimately, my mission here on earth is to empower healers, light workers, empaths, spiritual seekers to really step in their alignment, to really step into their power, their light, and really live a magical life and also serve and do what they came here to do. Right? A lot of healers and light workers are hiding. We're often afraid of our own power, of our own light. So it's time for us to really, this is the time. You're all ready to really rise up and step into your mission and your purpose and do what you came here to do. And also don't forget, we came here to have fun and to play. And I'm all about play and fun, and healing through play as well. Yes, sometimes, shadow work can be hard. It can be really, really hard. And the death cycle of life can be really hard. But we can also heal through play and through fun and sexuality and sexual healing. There's so much of that goodness that I love to share. And I love to work with clients on that and all of that, the stuff we're going to be talking about today. I do this through like Tarek mentorship, one-on-ones, through my group mastermind program, which is extremely powerful. It's a 3-month journey we take together. And I'm also launching a membership portal soon, a collective of all light workers. That's going to be extremely exciting. So lots going on.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And yes, me and Karina have joined forces, the Aries and the Leo, notorious for being fire, playful, and activators. So we've been individually doing amazing work on our own with our clients and our community and our tribe. And we definitely know that it's going to be extra, double, triple, quadruple impactful when we join forces. So here's our first of a live call leading up to our live Tantra retreat. So let's get into it. I would like to share tips and activations to help our audience with life purpose alignment and activation and with financial abundance and security. So before we get started, I'd love to know from you guys, where are you tuning in from? What is your intention for our co-creation today? We have roughly an hour on this call. And I like to imagine a blank canvas. And although we set up the canvas and we're painting as we're talking, we're all co-creating this experience together. So set your intention. What is your goal for finances, for life purpose, for Tantra is an umbrella term that you can put relationships there if you want to manifest a partner or take your relationship to the next level, take your sexuality to the next level, heal some sexual trauma. Let us know. And definitely those on IG, if you want to head over to Tarek BB on YouTube, you can actually see me and Kareen together. For those of you who are saying I can't see her. So beautiful. Nice to have you guys here. Nice to see you, Tiara Rihanna, or nice to have you with us. Zivka, lovely to be here. Christine, whoop, whoop. Yep, Kareen. Beautiful. Zivka from London. Okay. So 13 years ago, started doing healing. And I remember I was struggling financially. I was working really hard. And I started off as a hypnotherapist. A lot of people had a hard time believing they had skepticism about that. I don't blame them. Hollywood purposely, every single movie that has anything to do with hypnosis always paints it in a scary way that the hypnotist has power over you, and that scares people away from hypnosis, which is one of the most powerful things to reprogram your subconscious. So it's like it's competition for them because they want to be the ones who control our subconscious. So it makes sense why they're scaring you off from that. But I remember I knew I had so much to offer. I knew once a client gave me a chance that I'll explode their careers and their finances. And I remember once a story where this guy came over to my place and I was telling him about hypnosis. It was a free consultation and it was so draining. And you could tell his mind was so resistant to doing it, and all the fears and concerns, which is fine. It's normal. We have fears and concerns. But an hour later, he's like, I don't know if I'll do a one-on-one session, but you mentioned you had an audio that helps clients attract more money. I think it was called Money Magnet audio or something. You listen to while you sleep, and it programs your subconscious to attract more financial abundance. And then he does filmography. He's a photographer for weddings. Actually, I think he was a photographer. And then when I checked in with him 3-4 weeks later, he said he made up to $7,000 in sales because he scored like a wedding gig and 2 other gigs. And then it just showed me that I wasn't valuing myself. I wasn't charging my worth. Here I am creating tremendous value and profits for my clients. That was like one of my first clients. So obviously the testimonies have gotten better and better. But the point was, am I fully owning my value? Am I fully charging my worth? Am I fully leading with confidence? I was watching a podcast earlier today, and it was talking about how with sales, you're either what's the word that I wrote here? Whoever's most certain wins the game. It's a game. And I know the feeling when I know in my heart that they're wanting to up level and I'm wanting to support them in up leveling. And I know that feeling when the ego says something and the energy just goes. I feel like someone's lying to me. I feel like someone's giving up. It's just such a yucky energy for me. And so I had to step into like full faith in myself, full belief in myself, full confidence in myself, so that if anyone is in their ego or in disbelief or in doubt, I stay even more confident and believing that it's possible, whatever they're wanting is possible. So with that energy, we're able to transfer that confidence. So let's get into. So yeah, I experienced a lot of trauma growing up as a kid. Um, was put down a lot. Was told I'll never amount to anything. Was kind of conditioned to believe I'll be a failure. And then I healed my traumas, forgave those who have wronged me. My whole life changed. Created the infinity healing technique. I remember being $30,000 in debt, and then 10 months later I was making 10,000 a month, and ever since then I've been blessing forward with the forgiveness process, the inner child healing process, blessing forward helping people find their purpose and passion, blessing forward helping people hit six figures and beyond. So whatever I was able to achieve, I was helping my clients get there way more faster and easier than when I did it the long hard way. So that's just the small story. Um, to share a little bit about me. So, what are the 10 steps to help you experience more financial abundance? So, first of all, you could be a billionaire, you could be broke and in debt. And if you have scarcity, then you're still like, I watch a lot of biographies and listen to podcasts, and it's amazing to see these millionaires and billionaires still have scarcity. Like a part of me wants to just be like, listen, you've got billions of dollars. Like, let me offer you some sessions and clear that scarcity so that you're driven not from a place of still stuck in what if I go broke and have to go relive the experiences I had from my childhood. They're just like hustling every day, not stopping, continuous, like 20-hour days. And it's like something about that feels off and a little toxic. So step one is to clear scarcity. So starting now, would you like an infinity heal? We're going to offer many infinity healings throughout this process, or maybe I'll choose one or two. But for now, the core key step is scarcity. And just tune into your life. Where in your life do you feel there's a scarcity mindset? Scarcity meaning not enough support, not enough love, not enough time, not enough money, not enough clients, not enough opportunities. Anywhere where there's that scarcity, lack, not enough, it stems from something within, right? I remember being off grid at a rainbow gathering in Australia and Tasmania, and just like a bunch of hippies living off grid and eating together, and workshops and music and celebrations. And I made more money than that 2 weeks being off grid than I did working my ass off. So the way the universe works is way more mysterious than we think, and we've been conditioned um, in this like martyr way of doing it, which is not healthy. Now, it doesn't mean you don't work at all. It doesn't mean you sit on your ass and allow it to just show up, although that has happened many times. But there's nothing wrong with loving what you do and allowing what you do to inspire you. Like the journey is the destination because you love what you do. Like I love creating content. I love supporting people like you on these calls. I love creating events. I love collaboration. I love making music, right? So how do you break out of that matrix of how do you break free from that matrix? Is making sure you're doing what you love. right? It's not what you do, it's how you do it as well. There could be someone who cleans the streets of a city at night when everyone's sleeping. But they're singing while they're doing it, and they come back home and they have a beautiful family and they have a great connection to themselves and to source, God, universe. And there could be someone who, quote unquote, does like, deep soulful work in the world. They're a powerful healer, they're helping people heal traumas, but they're miserable and they're taking on all their clients shit, and they're just depressed and anxious. And I've been through that, where I missed the point. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So I would write that down. So how do you know you're winning? Is when you're happy. And it doesn't mean like you have to be happy all the time. I get very emotional, I get sad, I get depressed, I get anxious. But making sure you're defining success based on how you're feeling, not based on how much you're making, because that's what society tells us. So how you're feeling is the definition of success, but you're welcome to write what your definition of success is. So starting now, would you like an infinity healing to clear scarcity from your energy, from your mindset, from your belief systems, from your emotions, from your ancestral DNA? A lot of our ancestors have been through a lot. If you're like me and Kareem, we've got Middle Eastern heritage, and there's been so much trauma happening there, and it goes all the way back. So would you like to clear it from your past lives if you believe in that? And replace it with there's more than enough. I'm more than enough. There's more than enough time, more than enough energy. I remember telling people to affirm this. Maybe we can affirm it together. Infinite abundance. So say it with me. Infinite abundance of all my heart's desires is the only truth. Or the short version is infinite abundance is the only truth. When you look at nature, is there a lack of sun energy coming to our planet? Is there a lack of oxygen? Is there a lack of greenery? Is there a lack of nature? When you look into the ocean, is there a lack of abundance in the ocean? Forests, they're just so lush and rich and full of life force. That is nature, that is natural. So we need to just get back to our natural way of being and living, and in that, yeah, Rainbow Bing, you feeling those codes? Happy Taurus season, by the way. Happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. Let us know when your birthdays are happening. And so, yeah, we're letting go of the scarcity. We're replacing it with more than enough, right? So let's just now take a moment and step in, because it's already happening. It only doesn't happen in our minds. So right now, let's look at, you can always look at the glass half full, half empty. You can always focus on all that you do have or focus on what you don't have. So let's take a moment now and ground in the more than enough that we have. We have two amazing people sharing their gifts with us on this call. We have technology allowing us to reach people all over the world. We're able to communicate using our voices. We're able to see using our eyes. We're able to stand in this body, be in this vehicle that's taking us from place to place. We're allowed to, April 25th? Wow, that's my mom's birthday. Damn, Kaya. That's awesome. Um, okay, so more than enough is on truth. Anytime you catch your mind going not enough, snap out of it and reaffirm there's only infinite opportunities. It didn't work for this client. It didn't work for this apartment. Didn't work with this relationship. Well, guess what? There's only infinite more opportunities. Does that resonate, guys? What do you feel? What's your feedback? Happy Soulful Friday. Hey, Shaman, Kiana. Oh, you're a Shaman, Kiana, now. Last time you were here was just Kiana. Now it's Shaman, Kiana. Beautiful, April 8th. Okay, happy belated birthday, Kiana. Kiana and Kiara, both Tauruses. Okay, next. So I'll just do probably 10 more minutes of a process. We'll open up for Kareem to share some Tantra wisdom with us. And then we can share with you guys a beautiful opportunity to take things to the next level. So the next step is to clear your receiving blocks. How do you clear your receiving blocks? I teach this to so many people. When someone says thank you, breathe it in because they're giving you gratitude. Anytime someone gives you a compliment, they say thank you. So right now, I'm going to say thank you to all of you. I want you all to breathe it in, keep it, and respond however you want. But I recommend saying something like, you're welcome, because the default response to thank you is no, which cuts the gratitude in half. And then they go, no, thank you. So they're basically, I call it ping ponging gratitude. No one wants to take the gratitude. But the masters, the kings, and the queens within us, you're welcome. All right. So starting now, sending you guys the biggest ball of gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Breathe it in. Keep it. You're welcome. So when I'm saying thank you for being here, what normally happens is people go, but no, wait, I'm thankful for you because you're sharing your time with us. Now you've made it about you. You're not present with me. When I'm saying thank you, I would love for you to, in the future, see it from that person's perspective first. Like just be in that experience till it's done. Don't rob the person from his experience, their experience. Because it feels good to give, right? So the best thing you can do when someone's giving is receive it fully and unconditionally. It's kind of, no, I like your hair. No, I like your hair. I don't even have hair. What are you talking about? Like, Karina, are you laughing? Yeah, you are. Like I was just, someone said the other day, like women do it a lot. It's like they immediately throw the compliment back to the other person. Receive it gracefully, and when you feel, um, it's your time, share it. So receptivity blocks. Yes, I'm receiving with infinite ease and grace. That really affects the heart. We want to, giving more than receiving is the equivalent of exhaling more than inhaling. Try doing that and see if you don't pass out. So I receive with infinite ease and grace. I give only from my overflow when I feel guided to give. I keep my cup full by putting myself first and checking in with my being in every moment. What is it needing? And I nurture its needs. Would you like that? By saying yes, you're allowing for this activation. You're allowing Source, God, Universe to do an activation for you. Would you like that? Yeah. All right. Clarity and action. A lot of blocks towards financial abundance is not being clear. I'm not even sure what I'm meant to do, who I'm here to be, all of that, and I'm not taking action on it. So would you like an infinity healing to have clarity and to take action moving forward on your intuitive nudges, on your purpose, with your passions? Would you like that? Next step is to heal your relationship with money. One of the first videos I created on YouTube 13 years ago was writing a letter to money and apologizing to money for judging it, for thinking it was evil, for thinking that I wasn't worthy to hang out with money. So I was like, I'm really sorry, money. Growing up, I saw a lot of wealthy people. You hung out with those wealthy people and the famous people, and I didn't think you wanted to be my friend. I'm sorry for that. Forgive me for judging you. I would love to have a healthy relationship with you. I feel like we can have a lot of fun. I'm a fun person. I'm sure if you hang out, we'll have a great time. So I really personified it as like some kind of celebrity that everyone wanted a piece of. But I realized that actually is a good intentional person. Just because it was on a pedestal and everyone was like thinking it was a superstar, it didn't mean that it didn't want to be my friend. So that was the first step, guys, like, and it really transformed ever since. So what's your relationship with money? What stories do you have? Do you have mixed messages with money? Like, I love money, but money is the root of all evil. If you have those mixed messages, it's not going to work. Hey, Rebecca, nice to have you here with us. Ciao, Bella, all the way from Italia. Next, clearing debt. You really want to clear your debt, and that also includes your old baggage. So not just financial debt, but you also want to clear your spiritual, emotional debt. And for me, what I had to do, and it was a game changer. This is around the time where I went from $30,000 of debt, cleared it, and then made 10,000 a month. was all the things that I was holding guilt towards from my past. I stole money from my dad. Um, I stole cigarettes from my mom. Like, I was such a bad kid. I owed friends money that I didn't pay them. I stole, like, I was during my really broke phase. I actually stole cans of food from a grocery store. Um, and I wrote them all down, and I called these stores, and called my dad, and I just like cleared my karma. So I'm sorry I did that. Take full responsibility. I think it was around this amount. I'm going to send it to you now. And the grocery stores, like, that was like 13 years ago. Grocery stores like, hey man, just like donate it to a charity or something. And my dad's like, don't worry about it. So it's not about how, if they care about it or not. Obviously it helped with my healing, but it's really self-judgment, and it's also self, like, forgiveness. So I forgive myself for doing those. I want to make right my wrongs. Hey fam, good to have you with us. How's this resonating so far? Next. um, and then actual debt, like writing, like just having a clear plan. This is how much I owe. I mean, it's very basic. Never spend more money than you make. So would you like an infinity healing to always make more money than you're spending, to track your expenses? That controlling your finances gives you empowerment. Like, I have, here I track how much money I'm making. I have a file online where it's like, this is how much I spend for groceries, and I'm tracking it. This is, and like, I have a video called The Five Accounts. It's based on the Millionaire Mindset book, where it's like, every time money comes in, you take a percentage. I don't want to get into it right now. It'll take forever, but we can send it to you guys as a bonus. Maybe I'll write that down here. We'll send it to you as a bonus for those who register, or you can find it on YouTube. Five bucket system, game changer. Next, clear self sabotage. What is self sabotage? You want to move forward, make money, succeed, align with purpose. Some part of your mind is countering that. There's countering beliefs. I want to make money. Money is the root of all evil. I want to put some content out. I'm afraid of being seen. Something bad might happen to me. I might be judged or made fun of. So you really want to clear any and all back and forth. I call it, it's like a tug of war. It's like a rope. You have one part wanting to move forward and three parts pulling you back. You can force two steps forward, but then eventually they're going to pull you back. When you clear all that self-sabotage, all parts of you are moving forward in the direction of what you're desiring. Forgiving is the next step. So we talked about forgiveness of self. Before you even talk money and career and all relationships, what is it from your past that's still impacting you on a day-to-day basis? What personal development is needed to happen? What deep childhood trauma work needs to happen before even looking outside of yourself? What needs to be forgiven within yourself? Who do you need to forgive outside of yourself? That's the first step. That's the heart of the work that I do. Allowing for more ease and grace. Today I was doing a clearing on my own martyr syndrome, like sacrificing myself for the betterment of everyone. I think a lot of us learn that from our moms. I don't know, you guys can let me know if you had moms like that. Um, but that's the next one. And without that martyr syndrome, you allow more ease and grace. So anywhere where it feels like you're pushing this big rock up a mountain, instead of like allowing for more flow. And I know there's a flaky version of the new agey, like ease and grace, and you just don't work for it. But I feel like somewhere in the middle, and like that old school, like killing yourself to make a living, I feel like somewhere in the middle is like the sweet spot, but it might be different for everyone. Clearing guilt and shame. We know guilt and shame are the biggest heaviest, densest emotions. And I'm sure in the Tantra work that Kareen's going to be facilitating, we're going to touch on that if I remember correctly. Um, and then fear of success or failure, right? Are we afraid of succeeding subconsciously or consciously, or afraid of failing consciously, subconsciously? So I want to add a bonus one. I talked about this with Kareen earlier today. So there was this guy who was saying there are 30 core things that when you clear them, people's careers and finances take off. So the first one was not finishing what they start. So who here can relate to not finishing what they start? And the next one is not starting the things. Oh, I've been wanting to do this. 2 years later, yeah, I've been wanting to do that book. Yeah, 3 years later, I've been wanting to do that. Yeah, Kiana, you had a mom like that. So, would you like an infinity healing to clear anything stopping you from starting the things that you're really excited to start and aligned with? Would you like an infinity healing to clear that? Yes. And would you like an infinity healing to finish what you start? Um, be in that flow state, have the resilience, determination, the focus, the momentum, the excitement, the everything's needed to help see you through till the end. Would you like that? Yes. And know that every time you're saying yes, infinity healing is helping you clear the beliefs, the fears, the emotions, the root traumas, everything, and replacing it with what's best. So take a moment and let us know how you feel now when you tune into the energy of money and all the things we spoke about. How does it feel different inside of your being? Just let us know. And I will pass the microphone to our Leo superstar.
You know what's funny is that literally on our car earlier, we were talking about how fire signs don't like to be excluded. And
Yeah.
they don't like to be told what to do and the shadow sides of it. And then I got kicked out of the stream. I'm like, really? This is a cosmic. I was out of the stream.
How did you get kicked? I thought you chose to pull back because you're like, Target's going to be talking for a while.
No, not at all. I was gonna
Oh,
stay on. Yeah, I private chatted you, but I guess you didn't see it. I was like, all right, I'll just sit and listen on the sidelines, which is crappy for a fire sign.
wow. Okay.
StreamYard just kicked me out, but yeah, that's
And
okay.
I
We got.
don't even see. Oh, I just saw. Corinne, I never even knew about the private chat on StreamYard. I just saw it right now.
I didn't
So
either. It was the first time.
okay,
Like,
so we learned something. And next time, if I see you go, I'll assume that you didn't choose to go. That it just kicked you out.
no,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
literally there. I just got kicked out by StreamYard. I'm like, oh, that's a cosmity. We were just talking about how we don't like being excluded and kicked out of the.
Welcome back live on the air. At least the video wasn't shining your drama on.
And I was having a bite of my banana. I'm like, it'd be really funny if he puts me in the stream, like
Why,
right as
maybe
I'm taking a bite out of my banana. Like, it's okay. We're all about keeping it real and raw here, you guys. That's what it is.
you get like a big bite, you could barely talk, and I'm like, and Kareem, what do you got to say about this?
Well, it's all about Tantra, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
perfect timing. That would have been a great shot for me to come into.
In other news, Kareem eating a banana very tantrically. She's walking her talk, guys. She's
I always
enjoying that banana very tantrically. You want to learn from her? Take notes.
okay, guys, this is important stuff. We're sharing valuable information here.
So I love
Ah,
it. This is, I mean, the best medicine I feel we're gonna bring to the table is laughter medicine for sure. Play and
laughter and
laughter.
play, laughter and play. And I know you and I, every time we've talked together, every time we've done lives, it's a riot. And if any of you have ever joined our lives, it's like it's never a dull moment. And we feed off of each other, and that's the energy of tantra too. When you're super connected to your own sensuality and your sexuality, and you can play with all your senses. There's like a dynamic, when somebody's done that work and they're very connected with their inner playfulness and their inner child. And you're talking about money and abundance. Part of even being in the frequency of money, because money is just energy. That's what it is. Your purpose is energy. Your money is energy. And part of the secrets to attracting that is being in that energy of playfulness and sensuality and playing with it, not taking it too seriously. And I know it's hard. I go through it where there, struggled with money, and there's stress around that, and you take it so seriously, and it is serious on a human level, on a 3D level. But if you look at the core of it, it's that energy. If you play with it, if you just play, I love the letter. I actually wrote it down. Brilliant. Write a letter to money, but you're playing with it.
Mm.
You're playing with it. You're just playing with that energy of joy and being so sensual, walking your life, being so sensual and connected to all your senses and your own sexuality, that it opens up this portal of abundance where things just flow to you. And like you mentioned, I resonate with that, where it's the months that I've worked less, I've played more, I've made love, And those are the months that I've generated the most money in my business. And the months where I hustle and grind, I'll take care of myself. And it's like all like that stress energy, that fight or flight, that survival mode that we all get into. It happens
It
to the best of us.
money, right?
Repels money.
Yeah.
Or it's hard. Even if you do get the money, it's like hard. It's almost like you're forcing it. I'm more of the belief of it has to be a balance. We talked about feminine and masculine. I think this is a very important, part of the conversation where I believe in that balance. Where I know there's people who are so in their feminine where they're like, it's okay, I'm just gonna do my practice and I'm going to fix my aura and money's just gonna flow to me. And sometimes it works, sometimes it does, but it's not sustainable. That's
Yeah.
the feminine, which is beautiful. You need to work with that feminine flow, the receiving, opening up. But there's also the masculine aspect of actually taking action on your purpose and on your dreams. If you don't move forward, you don't show the universe that you are showing up, like showing up and doing these lives, showing up and putting content out there, making that phone call, sending that email. There's 3D masculine shit that needs to be done in order for you to, yeah.
That means move your ass in French.
Yeah. Bouge ton cul. French. It is a very sexy language, though.
It is. Kareen, for folks, I'm not sure if anyone here can let us know like their level of tantric experience. I feel like it's a very misunderstood concept. I would love for you to start by letting us know your definition of what you bring to the table in the umbrella term of tantra, and a few nuggets of wisdom that we can share with our audience about that, maybe the masculine, the feminine, and the toxic versions of those, or maybe we can hear from our audience what are their goals in relationship with self, with sexuality, with relationships, and we can kind of cater to that. What do you feel?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, let us know. It's supposed to be engaging and interacting. So let us know what you'd like to. This is for you guys. So what you'd like to receive, what you'd like to learn more of, and I think it might even be important to go back to the basics and explain what Tantra is, because there is an absolute misconception about what Tantra is. And part of, oh, did we just lose Tarek? I don't know if he left on purpose, but anyway, Tantra literally means to weave. To weave. It means union. It's to weave things together. You're weaving, and it's like it's a yoga of your mind, your body, and your soul. You're using and alchemizing sexual energy to align with your divine soul purpose. Oh, there, you're back. Okay. Shaman Kiana says, what would be something that is going on for years regarding finances being barely there and you have done several different clearings? Okay. That's a very good question. So there's different layers. It's really hard for us to sort of assess your situation and go, okay, these are the things that you need to work on. But first, it's the belief and the relationship you have with money. And the other is aligning with your path and your soul's path. Are you doing what you love to do and what your passion is? Are you aligned dharmically with the path you're walking? So let's say you are offering healing sessions or offers or programs, et cetera, et cetera. Is that aligned with your dharmic path? Do you feel like you get excited? One of the things that I've implemented in the last couple of months, even the message I received is, if I don't get turned on by what I do, I won't do it. Not unless obviously I absolutely need the money and I'm like, struggling. That's different. If you're in survival, that's a different situation. But moving forward, if you want to align with your dharmic path and be in alignment with your soul's purpose, do things that turn you on, that get you excited, that you're passionate about, that make your, yoni is the Sanskrit word for a woman's reproductive organs. Let your yoni tingle. Lingam is the male penis. So when I say yoni, it's the female. When I say lingam, it's the male. So it makes your yoni or your lingam tingle. If it doesn't tingle and you're not feeling that excitement, that, oh my God, I'm so excited to do this. Like, would you do what you're doing even if you didn't need the money? Right? And the other question I've always asked myself, and I work with clients on this, is how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I show up and serve and make a difference in people's lives and help them remember their light? How do you do that? How can you serve and show up? Money's just a byproduct of service. That's how I see it. Money's just a byproduct of showing up, doing something you're fucking excited about and you love, and that makes you so, like, gets you turned on. And then money just comes as a byproduct of that. Man, I just started again due to what happened to my son almost 2 years ago, passing, and it was a wrongful death. I'm so sorry about that, my love. I'm sending you so much love. My deepest condolences. It's probably one of the greatest pains someone can go through, and I can't even imagine. I have 2 little ones of my own. And these are sometimes, human existence can be fucking painful sometimes, right, Tarek? Human existence can be fucking painful sometimes.
Definitely. Sometimes when people talk about suicide and things like that, I'm like, you're not alone and you're not wrong to want to leave here. It's probably like the hardest experience in all of the universes and galaxies.
Yeah. And my my invitation to you is to see what that experience and that painful experience and that passing, that death or rebirth into the afterlife, right? What did it bring into your life? What did it teach you? Did it fuel your fire? Let it not be in vain. That's what I say. Let that passing not be in vain. And this is part of the tantric path, is like taking something and looking at it and going, okay, I've gone through the pain, the grief. And I mean, the grief doesn't always go away when it's something that close, someone that close to you. But how can you take that experience, that painful human experience, and make something out of it? And that's alchemy, right? How do you alchemize that pain and that experience and turn it into something wonderful and magical? Maybe you're supposed to help people who have gone through grief and have lost a loved one, right? I have my own personal story that I share all the time. I went through a separation after 15 years of marriage, became a single mama of 2, right? So all these things that I've experienced, and I was abused in the workplace, had to leave the workforce, and it was like all happened within the same year. Left my job, I was being sexually harassed and abused. Separated from my husband, became a single mama, had no money, had no idea no idea. This was like 4.5 years ago. I had no idea what I was doing, where I was going to get money, how I was going to feed my children. And to go from that to going, all right, I'm going to make something of this. I'm going to make something of my life. That's resilience. That's resilience. That's when you show up and you're supposed to be the light for other people. And guess what? I help others now who struggle with that, who struggle with life changes, who struggle with transformation, who struggle with human experiences. And I help them align with their path, with their truth, with their authenticity, with their passion, right? How can you make that experience, that human experience, how can you tantrically alchemize it and turn it into something fucking amazing and magical? Because you can, and at the same time, be the light for other people. It's not an easy path we chose, guys. It's not an easy path, but we can make it fun. We can make it joyful. We can make it pleasurable, right? Christine, I had my first live tantra experience with Korean, and it was epic, great medicine. Thanks, my love. Hi, Christine. Aligned with passion, yes. Connection and intimacy, yes. That's a big one too, right? The word intimacy, it's into me, I see. It's intimacy with self first and foremost, before you can create intimacy with not just other people, but intimacy with money, intimacy with your experiences. Get to know yourself so intimately. That I was doing more for others than myself, so taking the pain and sharing my story. Yeah. It's, again, I teach a lot about alchemization. Like, we're all alchemists, all of us. All of us have the ability, and you're on this live for a reason. You're here right now hearing all the things that we are sharing for a reason. So as alchemists, you can manipulate energy. You can transform. That's what alchemy is, right? You take something and you change it into something else, into usable energy. It doesn't disappear, right? Your grief and your sadness, all these emotions, all this pain, it doesn't quote unquote disappear. It alchemizes, it changes, it transforms. You transform it into something different, right? So you have that power within you to be that alchemist for your life, to go, okay, something shitty happened to me. We all experience shitty things and painful things, right? Light workers, healers, coaches, we have the hardest life. But how can we take all of those shitty experiences and alchemize them into something beautiful that's going to help serve humanity and make a difference, right? That's the tantric path. That's the tantric path, being so connected with yourself, your own intimacy, your own sensuality, your own pleasure, that you open up this portal of abundance to come to you. And also you hold the aura, the electromagnetic frequency around you, to radiate and magnetize things to you. People will just flow to you. You'll walk into a room and you'll own the place. It's like you'll own the energy. You'll master the energy. Now, we have the ability to do that, regardless of what we've been through. Regardless of what we've been through. So if there are any questions, anything else you guys want to learn about, I'm happy to serve.
Um,
You can also offer an activation.
yeah, we've got 15 minutes left. I feel like an activation and then sharing what we've got going on would be great. And I know the number one thing I hear from women mostly, Corrine, is how they're experiencing a lot of flakiness when it comes to men, and that they're finding themselves having to step into being the masculine and feminine for themselves, which is creating a disharmony.
I lived that for a very long time, and I can resonate with that, where women are forced to sort of step into that masculine. It's also looking at the flip side of how in pain the masculine actually is, because there's been a huge narrative on down with the patriarchy, men are this, men are not. There's so much pressure on you guys. It really is. I really empathize, from someone who's done so much work around healing my wounds towards the masculine. I see you guys. I see that it's not just the women that have suffered, but the men have as well. When they were told to man up, not feel things, no emotions, you're being too masculine, you're being toxic, you're being this, you're being that. And having a lack of a support system too, right? Not everybody has a brotherhood that can hold them and that could see them, right? So I think it goes both ends. Yes, women have been through a lot where we've been forced to kind of step up because we've been so wounded and shut down, that we've had to step into the masculine more and lead and take charge. We'll show the men that we can do it by ourselves. We don't need you, right? There's that toxicity story, that narrative happening in the collective. And on the flip side, it's the men who are so scared to step up. They're either super scared of stepping up, where they're going more into their feminine, where they're not stepping up and they're just letting the woman lead. Or they're going the other way, which is again toxic masculinity. The patriarchal stuff is still there, is still very much there. So I see the wounds of masculine as well. So there's work to be done on both ends for sure. There's work to be done with women who really need to heal their wounds towards the masculine, the way they see the masculine, more empathy, more compassion, seeing the spark of the divine in each other, right? And same goes for the men, where they really do need to step up in their masculinity and take lead and take charge, and
Yeah.
let the woman be a woman, be feminine, right? It's important. Let her receive more, let her flow more.
Yeah, and I have this really nice chart here where it's like the shadow of the feminine is when she's disconnected from the physical body and emotions, when she's rigid, and when she's feeling unsafe. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then the shadow of the masculine is not getting things done, longing to be saved, and not being present.
Mm-hmm.
And then the positive of the feminine is she's in her receptivity, magnetizing, flowing, intuition, movement, body, community. And interesting to have the word dark, which I'm thinking it's like the womb, right? Whereas masculine is giving, initiating, structure, logic, stillness, presence, mind, individuality, and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
Yeah. And I love that. I think that's beautiful. And I think it's also okay for men to be in their feminine sometimes. It's beautiful. And it's also okay for a
well,
woman
thank
to
you,
be.
Corinne. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
Permission granted to humanity.
Manly and also feminine at the same time if you want. But it's beautiful when you look at relationship dynamics. When I've worked with couples in Tantra, where when the man is in his masculine, in his safe masculine, right, in his divine masculine, the woman is able to soften into her feminine because she feels safe,
Yeah.
right? But something interesting happens when the man wants to be in his feminine. The woman steps up and is the masculine, like I'll hold you, I got you, baby, right? So there's that beautiful dynamic. Yes, a biological man, needs to be in his masculine most of the time, and a woman in his feminine. But there is this beautiful dynamic where you can have this balance. You can have this shifting of a balance, which is lovely. As long as both are not in their masculine competing, because that happens with competition. That's what would happen in my marriage most of the time, because I was in my masculine, he was in his masculine. And it was like, constant competition. It didn't work. And when they're both in their feminine, nothing ever happens. So it's just, there has to be that balance.
Yeah.
There has to be that balance. It's important. That's part of Tantra too, right? It's all part of Tantra.
It's
It's
the
all part of
mantra of Tantra.
sexuality. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. So we'd love to take some questions. I know there's a few platforms that we're on, so I don't know if there's questions on the other ones, but
Yeah, no,
because we don't see all the comments on here, because I think there's we're on Instagram and Facebook, right?
yeah, on Instagram, a healthy need for one another. Someone just told me that the word bond means to need. So to unify, there needs to be a need. Interesting. Bond, need.
But to be in need.
Thanks for sharing that.
Change. I love that. I think that's beautiful. I would reframe the word need to desire. I'm a
Yeah.
big believer in the word yearning and desiring something versus needing it, because coming from a need comes from a place of lack. Like, I need it to live and to survive, right? We only actually need, food, water,
Yeah.
shelter. It's the basic needs of humanity. Other than that, nothing's a need. Everything is a desire and a want and a yearning. Even a want, I'm not a fan of that word. It's like a desire, right? But it is. It's the desiring to come into that union, into that sacred divine union within a relationship. Is relationships are the greatest form of yoga. They really are the greatest form of yoga. They teach you so much, right? So much. And it's pure form of alchemy, where you're learning so much, whether the relationship worked out or didn't work out. The ones that didn't work out, they were your greatest teachers. And the one that is working out and is the now is also your greatest teacher. It's going to test you on all fronts, right? So it's really important to do this intimacy work in yourself, so that you can come into that state of union within yourself. First and foremost, come home to yourself before you can fully come into union with someone else, right?
I'm coming home.
I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
I'm coming home.
Start up singing now. It's gonna be like the rest of the call. We're just gonna be karaokeing, guys. That's what we're gonna do.
So Christine says it's hot when a man can be in his masculine and his feminine flow. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes, 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 yes. 100%.
Star Traveler says, yeah, I mean, that's rare. Like, because I was talking to someone the other day and they were saying how I'm pretty balanced in my masculine and feminine. And then they're like, where can I find more men like you? And I was like, I literally tuned in and I was like, not like there weren't too many that I can think of. And then I started thinking how this is important that we do this retreat to like help with that, right? So to help men be in the divine balance of both, so that there's an abundance of men who have healthy both masculine and feminine. Star Traveler says, what does Tantra say about twin flames, soulmates, twin souls? Everyone wants to know about the twin flames, Kareem.
I'm not a huge fan of labels, to be honest with you. If I tune in, yes, there's twin flames that are the ones that come and teach you a lesson. It's like a part of your soul that's been split into half, and there is. I mean, it doesn't Tantra doesn't really specifically talk about that particular thing. My intuitive take on this, I do believe you have deep connections with souls that are within your soul family and your soul seed, right? That you can have amazing relationships with. So we have many, 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 many soulmates. Soulmates can come in the form of friends, family members, children, lovers, right? You can have many, many soulmates. That's there. It's not necessarily that you'll be perfectly compatible with those soulmates, right? You'll have beautiful relationship with them. You'll have a recognition, like a soul recognition, and it's a deep, deep, deep relationship. Twin souls, twin flames. What I've heard is essentially the same thing. So twin flames are your own soul split in half. So it's a part of you, but it's more toxic. They're here to really teach you and shake things up. It's chaotic. Twin flame relationships can be chaotic. Twin souls, it's when both of you have learned a lot of your lessons and have dealt with karma, and you come together into a sacred divine union to walk the dharmic path together, right? But you can also choose to have a beautiful life with a soulmate. I don't believe in the one. I believe in becoming the one.
Mm.
I believe in you becoming the one, and you can have a beautiful, beautiful relationship with many people. There aren't many who you can be extremely compatible with and you can come into divine union with, but there are a few people. So I know that sometimes people lose their twin flames and they're like, it's the end of the world, I'm never going to feel this way. Not true. You can have a very beautiful, healthy, compatible, divine, sacred relationship with a few people out there.
Yeah.
It's not scarce. It's the scarcity mindset that we were talking about before, thinking that there's only one.
There can only be one. I would add to that, Kareen, that with the twin flame the supposed twin flame experience is there's usually a runner in that connection that is kind of terrified of that and wants to run away. So it has a tantric connection in the sense of a polarity, like one is running, one is staying, one is chasing, one is running, and then in the divine masculine feminine polarity, one's masculine, one's feminine, and they're attracting. So what I would say with the divine masculine is, with the twin flames is when you're noticing you're in this like pattern of like one wants to run, one chases. The reverse psychology also works where you go, you know what, I'm not going to chase. If that keeps playing out, and then you stop chasing, or you create a healthy boundary, or you create healthy ultimatums. I remember watching a documentary about Robert Downey Jr. as a fellow Aries. I learned about my own sign through other celebrities, and his wife, his current wife, was like, I want to move forward with you, but with one of you, not the other version of you, because it's like the crazy version and the light version, right? The out of control. He was an addict and in trouble with the law. So she's like, she gave him an ultimatum. So that's what I would say you would learn through the tantric experience that we share at the retreat, is how to like hold your ground, express your truth, express your boundaries, create ultimatums, so that you're not losing yourself in relationships and not chasing and getting playing those games. You're in your force, your power, and you're powerful enough to make another person. I always say women have the power to birth and to destroy, like you have the power to initiate.
Mm-hmm.
Men to kings and kings to emperors, and you know what I mean. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's key. That really is. Women are the activators and the initiators of the king. So if women aren't doing the work to be able to activate, not that I'm saying we're supposed to heal the men. We're not. That's not our, but are doing our own work. And I love the word devotion, Shaman Kiana. Like, that thing, that's beautiful. When you're devoted to yourself and to this work, yes, you're able to activate. You're able to activate the divine masculine to come into their power, step into their king energy, right? And the whole thing with, let's call it, sacred divine union. I love that term, whether it's with twin flames, soulmates, twin souls, sacred divine union. When you come into that, it doesn't mean you're not triggering each other. It doesn't mean you're not having difficult, hard conversations, because you are. But what's different in that dynamic is we're not, like Tarek said, no one's running. We're there, we're committed, we're going to make this work, we're a team, right? And we're able to alchemize our pain through that process. Even though we're afraid, even though there's scary moments, even though there's difficult conversations, you're devoted and committed to each other and to each other's love and to growing together. You're walking that same path together, and you're growing together, and you're devoted to each other, and you're both devoted to the path. This is really important. If one's doing the work and the other one's not devoted, I really like this work, so thank you for bringing it up. It's not going to work. The dynamic's not going to work. It's going to fall apart, right? Oftentimes in toxic twin flame situations, it's one's doing the work, the other one isn't. Both aren't doing the work. There's that's happening, right? So if you connect your own sacred union within yourself, that intimacy with yourself, and you're doing that devotional work, and they're also doing it on their own, and then you come together to do the work together, fuck, it's a power couple there. You've got a power couple there, right?
yeah.
Desire is a great word. Yeah. Yes, men are connecting to their own sacred union, having more empowering places where they can learn how to hold space for women would be grand. Yeah. And as women rise up too and step into their divine feminine, the men are feeling safer to step into their masculine, right? The men are feeling safer to be more open to heal these aspects of themselves. So I think that's important.
Mm-hmm. Corinne, we've hit the hour. Are you desiring to share? Are you open to sharing with our audience here what we've got, what exciting things we've got planned for them?
Oh my God, we are so excited. Today we announced our Tantra and Abundance retreat that is happening in Mexico.
Dun, 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 dun.
You
Cue
know,
sound music.
it's been a big dream of mine to do an international retreat. I've done so many local ones. I'm like, I want to do something by a beach somewhere tropical, and share these wisdom teachings with everybody and bring so much healing to this planet through this work. So Tark and I have teamed up to do this wonderful, wonderful, powerful retreat that's going to allow you to really step into your power, step into your light, step into your purpose through these practices, these powerful practices of Tantra. And we're going to bring in some other modalities in there too. There's infinity healing. There's going to be shadow work. There's so much we're going to bring. Light language activations, and a lot of play, a lot of fun, combined with deep, deep, deep work, deep healing. You can learn things, anything from, Kundalini yoga, different yogic practices, breath work, orgasmic breath work, to pleasure practices like how to do yoni massages and lingam massages, how to alchemize sexual energy to align with your purpose, to manifest, to become radiant to the things you desire, how to manifest soulmate relationships, how to improve and your relationships if you're already in one. So much juicy, delicious experiences and teachings that we're going to share at this retreat coming up May 31st to June 4th. It's going to be near Cancun, Mexico. It's going to be in a beautiful luxury resort, and we're really, really excited about it. So Tark, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, I want to share my screen so you guys can actually see it. So, first of all, this is for you if you have been struggling with any sexual blockages, sexual trauma, or you're a woman who's too much in your masculine, or you're a man who's too much in his feminine, or you're just not finding your partnership, or you're in a relationship where there's constant struggling and you're not breaking through. This is for you if you want to up level your alignment with your purpose, your career, your ultimate passions, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. You want to experience fulfillment from them. This is for you if you want to up level your financial wealth mindset, increasing how much you're making. I was checking out a testimonial the other day from Lisha, one of our clients, and she was like, I tripled my income in 30 days. So if that is somewhat like, if you have that ambition to want more for yourself from life, then this is definitely for you. And you're with two high level initiators, activators, myself and Kareen, to help you in all these areas and so much more. Um, so um, the value is infinite, and we're great. We're overgivers. Like we're giving so much in this offer. So I want to share my screen with you guys so you can see what we've put together. And Kareen, if you could let me know if you can see my screen, and we can share. This is the location. So it's an hour. I forgot exactly the time, but it's an hour from the airport. We can, and it's a beautiful,
heavenly. It looks like a little piece of heaven.
it is so beautiful. I've been there like 2 weekends. I've done a weekend event on my birthday there, and then I went last weekend, and I just love the energy of the space. This is a beautiful cenote they have. Cenotes are water caves, so you go in there and just like
on the property. The property itself.
In the property, a smaller one, and then there's a bigger one just outside of the property. It's a public one, but it's still big enough. So lush, like super lush. Being there, it's so peaceful. There's a beautiful opportunity to hire a shaman to come in and do a powerful sweat lodge, which they call a temazcal. So again, a lot of birth, rebirth are the themes that we're integrating into those ceremonies. So this is the landing page. So if you type in tarikbb.com/tantra, AND, and abundance, this landing page will show up. We're sharing it for the first time with the world.
I'm gonna share it in the I can share it in the comments too.
Beautiful. That would be great.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can do that. So you guys can have it. Mm.
so what's included in this retreat is a 4-night accommodation at a luxury retreat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Amazing, yummy, delicious, healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A huge itinerary. We've got so much going on for you guys, but we're also allowing space for you guys to integrate, celebrate. We've got ecstatic dances. So I've been to one retreats where it's like so much information you're exhausted by the end of the day, but we made sure we're balancing it with like time when we're eating, we're raising our energy, we're quiet. There's you can do a meditation walk in between
Mhm.
and jump into the cenote to reactivate yourself. We've got a gift bag for you guys, healthy orgasmic meals. Uh, we're including post retreat integration after the retreat's done. We will hop on a call with you guys to share what's coming up for you and kind of deepen the work. A lot of times they just leave you after the retreat to figure it out on your own, but really a lot of the gold is in the integration part. So we're not going to leave you guys hanging. We'll be there with you.
Yeah.
Um, and some of the things that we'll be doing is we'll be sharing teaching and tantra teachings and practices, manifestations and activations. We're going to be sharing wisdom and life lessons, healthy food. You'll be able to connect with I felt very deeply connected with when I first came here. I went straight to a tantra retreat and it changed my life for like I'm forever changed by that. I'm more of a masculine. I can see when
Mm.
I go to events, I'm the kind of protector so that women can drop into their feminine. I'm making sure, if anyone's coming in with ill intentions, I'm addressing them directly. Like it's really up leveled and activated me in such a powerful way. And no more flakiness in relationships. I know what I want and I verbalize it, and it either aligns or it doesn't. And there's no awkwardness when things don't align. We stay friends, and I can still love myself and love others, whether we're a match for in a relationship or not. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen for you guys. Community and connection, love and intimate, life changing experiences, ecstatic dance and healing. We're going to take amazing pictures. That are we including a photo?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. We're doing essential photos for those who want, obviously, essential photos to take home with them. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Ultimately, we want to get you to a place where just spending 5 days with us at this retreat is going to be life changing and transformational. I've run Tantra retreats that were just weekend ones, Friday night, Saturday night, they leave Sunday, and people were transformed. Couples who were struggling became so connected and so aligned. People manifested their soulmates. Like there's so many testimonials that I can share of how potent and fucking powerful this work is. It's changed my Tantra has been one of the modalities that have changed my life.
yeah,
I can't even, there's no words. And same with Tarek. And we want you guys to experience this massive up leveling and transformation through all of this, the wisdom, the activations, the practices, the healings that we're going to be sharing during those few days.
yeah. Thank you. And we, Karine, let's add the testimonials here at the bottom just for folks to know what we
Yes.
bring to the table, that this
Yes.
is not just a cost, this is an investment that they're going to get back financially, spiritually, emotionally,
Yeah.
all levels. So we've got
Oh,
Tantra one-on-one, Kundalini yoga, somatic release, which is releasing those core traumas, shadow work. And in case I didn't mention it, I've been doing trauma healing work for 13 years. So we're not talking about just going and having a good, fun experience. We're talking about doing the real work, getting to the root of these big blocks that are affecting you from
oh
having
yeah.
the best life possible.
Oh yeah.
Ecstatic dance, yoni and lingam massage, optional, and then so much more. So the dates again are May
31st, June
1st,
4th.
June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, June 4th, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is in Mexico. You can fly right to Cancun, and it's an hour-ish away from Cancun. So straight from the airport, take you straight to the retreat space. And the investment for that is, drum roll, you can either do two payments of 1,222 USD. Um, First payment now, and then the second payment, mid-May, or you can just pay in full and save more money that way, I believe. So 2,222, an investment of 2,222. This includes accommodation and the meals for each day, 3 meals. And if you're a couple, you can save $444 by paying for the couples or partners or
Friend,
friends. You guys can share rooms and stuff like that.
friend.
And that's 4,000. So you can click right here and sign up. And I'm going to include a bonus for anyone who signs up in the next 24 hours. I'm going to include my Love in 5D program, helping you up level your relationships to the next level or to manifest your ultimate soulmate, soul tribe, soul family. I think it's like close to $1,000 program. I want to include it as a bonus for anyone who signs up right now.
And I'm also happy to offer a bonus 3 months in my membership portal. So my Lightworker portal, it's called Illuminate Your Light. It's launching next week. So I'm giving anybody who signs up in the next 24 hours 3 months access to my collective portal.
Beautiful.
So
Thank you for that. I want to add another bonus. So we're about to launch a sex and money trauma healing program, and it's a 8-module program, and we're offering module 1 to help with money and sexual trauma as a bonus for anyone who signs up in the next 24 hours as well. And Eddie, forgot about that.
Getting juicy. I love it. I love it. I'm feeling very generous. And space is limited. Spots are limited. So if you want a spot, if you're feeling that's it, I really need to be there, you're intuitively drawn to us and you want to do this work, you desire to do this work, your spot.
There's 7 spots remaining. And then, Karina, I need to talk to you because there's a bunch of people here who would want to come, who are already in Mexico. So we just got to figure out what the rate is for them because it's not going to include accommodation.
Right.
And I'm sure as soon as I post it on the groups here, it'll fill. So I just wanted to make sure me and you honored our audience by letting them know first so that they get dibs. And then I'll wait a few days and then post it on the groups here where like every weekend there's a retreat that fills up. So there's a lot happening and a high demand for it here for people who are already living here.
Yes, I love that.
If anyone has any questions, now's the time. And then maybe, Karine, if someone wants to reach out to you, reach out to me outside of this. We can let them know the best way to do that. And our ads are right there at Awaken Your Magic, at Tariq BB.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram. You can friend me on Facebook. Yeah, my DMs are open. You can email me. Yeah, let's see if there's any questions. Shaman Canna asked a question. How do you tell someone thank you for what they said when they are under the influence from their addiction to alcohol? Okay. So our greatest irritations are our greatest teachers. So this person's a teacher. If they're triggering you, if they were rude and there were no boundaries, obviously you got triggered. So deal with the trigger first. Tune into that trigger and see what it's bringing up in you. Did you not set proper boundaries with them? Maybe you needed to take space from them. There's something there that's triggering you, right? Once you've done that, once you've processed the emotions, once you've gone through all of that stuff, then you can start seeing what's helped me is seeing their inner child. So if you see their wounded inner child, if you see everyone's wounded inner child and you can go, oh, it's okay. They're dicks. They were being an asshole and they're I'm going to set my boundaries. I'm still going to stand in my power, but I empathize with them and I send them love. Right? But in order for you to get to that point, you can't just do that automatically. It's not on autopilot. Someone's under the influence of alcohol and they're being assholes to you. You're not going to be like, oh, thank you for the lessons. Bless you. Forgive you. I send you love. No, first you're going to get angry. First, you're going to call them a dick. You're going to go, oh, just and then you process all those emotions. You go through the process of actually understanding your trigger. This is shadow work. This is multidimensional shadow work, right? Feel the feelings, go through the motions. There's different layers and there's different steps that you can take. And we're going to work through that during the retreat. We're going to learn how to process all these emotions and all these triggers. And then once you get to the point of okay, I'm at peace with this, then you can start sending them love. You can even start sending them love before you even heal that aspect of you, right? You can start sending them love. Even sending them love helps with the healing process of you letting go and forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
The inner child has a lot of trauma. Everyone's inner child has trauma. Yeah, that's part of the work, right? That's part of the work. That's a really, really good question.
So we're about to conclude, and I just wanted to share the right screen so you can actually see where we're going to spend most of our times, because the first one was more of a general screen. So here you can see this is where we'll be spending most of our time. It's on a rooftop. Energy there is beautiful. Um, yeah, we can create a nice little altar space. Feel free to bring your crystals. It's really warm here, so make sure you're wearing breathable clothing. There's a swimming pool. There's a cenote, which is yeah, like there's the swimming pool right there, so you can go for a dip. There's a yoga space. And definitely feel free to bring bugs, mosquito repellent, just in case if you're walking around, and we can take care of that too. So here, everything just looks super natural. The rooms here are super vibrant, a lot of natural wood in their jungle homes, but they do have ACs and um, what else do we have? Like hammocks and a beautiful dining area. And this is the main area where we'll be doing our retreat. Um,
And the rooms are first come, first serve. So those who book first will receive the nicest rooms.
Yes, the nicest rooms will go first to the first people who book. And this is so there's one cenote right outside, which is bigger. And this one's like a really cool cave. We're going to do a really cool rebirth ceremony there. We can do some sound bowl healing in there. It's really cool. And then there's the Temescal, which is like a rebirth experience. Sweat out all your toxins and all your blocks out of your system and come out, like a child into the world reborn. There's a beautiful fireplace. I can share some conscious rap music. We can do a rap music concert. So much possibilities. All right. Thank you, Kareem, for taking the time to be with us in the limelight where you're supposed to be, Leo, not in the background.
No, man. Damn StreamYard kicking me off. That's not okay.
Like, you think, like, did it tell you anything, or it just?
No, I just got kicked out.
Oh, weird. It's like too much light. It
Too
has
much
a limit
energy.
on how much light it can handle.
Can withstand my
I got a message. They said they upgraded their systems to handle your frequency, Kareem.
Good. It's the like 5.0 version or something. 5D version of StreamYard.
So thank you all for sharing. If you know someone who this work speaks to, please feel free to share this replay with them, or just feel free to message myself or Kareen and that person, and just let us know about who they are, and what we can kind of chat with them and let them know more, answer their questions and all of that. Love you guys. May this forever change us for the better. May we come out of this experience forever changed for the better, come out the best version of ourselves. And it's forever changed my life. It's forever changed Kareen's life. It's forever changed her clients. Christine was sharing how she was transformed by that work. We'll add more testimonials on the sales page. So you guys, before I make an investment, I love going through the testimonials and going, that can happen to me too. That will happen to me too. And that will happen to me too. So then I just get really excited, and then I make my investment. So go for it, guys. If your heart's saying yes, honor your heart's calling, and we will take it from there. We'll do the rest for you. Just show up and be.
Receive.
And receive.
And nourish yourself.
So it is.
So it is.
All right, Green. Love you. Love you all. Thanks for being here. Talk soon. At Targ BB if you need to talk to me, and at Awaken Your Magic if you want to chat with Kareem. 7 spots. I hope, I pray whoever is meant to be there will be there. And yeah, bye for now. If you guys want to get a sample of the work that I do, you can go to targetbb.com/gifts. And there's like a bunch of money manifestations, and you can sample my music and all of that. Kareen, where can people go to sample some of your work?
Just DM me. It's a long landing page. I'm still working on my website, but you can join my group. I have a private group called Awaken Your Magic on Facebook. You can join there, or just DM me and I'll send you all the links. It's probably so much easier. I have way too many links.
Totally get it. All right. Blessings. Bye.